Once upon a time, there lived a nation.
It's Real Life Music.
For the Gambia, our homeland, Nyanto to our homeland. Foka Cairo ni nyato tana fena na homeland. Ni bangkudi wo bangkudi yana domandinke for home. Korom, yuruasina na land. Tonya mudindi mbaldi purunganda ke politikoto. Bari muke ba baldi purungambanga tefa yola nata. Gambia kanubake purunganda ke fitina kuto. Mi malong wale malong lombali ya jamale batani. Mado la politiko sambanya mantaku. Badingol be badingol ngai bela ni malaku. Milbe busy in kamole buli mala kula. Dada be pati build foi mala paran sortula. Bading kula nganyo mura sutra tekola. Pur Gambia la nyato tala ndamangol le denta sula benyo fula. Taranso ni mbanjul hospitula. Mkoni mansa sasa tateka tejara tubabu tula. I imagine UDP, NPP, so live like diamond, smiling coast. Due to none in tribalism, the diamond Gambia kono. Political party can coexist. Diamond in the killing da for your PDO, AS Bade Kobe Munto, Meta Batari Nanga, Katale Jani Mold, Putala Jang, Alma Setani Kane, Kutuna, Gambia La Kwe, Tina, Mo killing Kate, killing a salon, killing Ole Asina, but I guess Mole Mantima. Wole atina politico mobe safuen carte dinna made the best man win min senyato ta sindima. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Paramsordu. Samata tala nato sanom fanga Paramsordu.
Ila mansa na mandoku okajindi. Ila dipite na mandoku okajindi. Ani gofono na mandoku okajindi. Tubabu karande ufunyaro dorong. Kuninu yangal tamalanne monyaete. Saate sumulu nali eja fwe sakembo. Yonkolo nali manton komuta sumume kanala. Apao nali manton komuta sumume tila. Pusinga e bujang sambanjai barawaj. Saate kelo mambede sambanjai barawaj. Allah intwa bukarong ulia vende fala. Pase kunyade de ulia vende fala.
Ila kano been in 360
Ajindi
Pare, wuli ya wani fake
Ajindi
Ida kono fanyo limbo modoro
Nakebe soto bala kona kodo Ajindi Likili mvula konye krediko Ajindi Minga visit akonye sama Ajindi Na mekanu sama da sila
Jajijo
Dusu dama yesu kule
Akenenele
Dusu dama yesu kule Ina da vela korata ko yesu kule Makadi seri boyo lori nyimfonyo kono
Na mekanu
Ajindi
Mimekanu
Ajindi Ajindi
Na mekanu
Ajindi
Na mekanu
Ajindi
Mimekanu
Ajindi Ajindi
Na mekanu
Ajindi Ila mansa na mandoku okajindi Ila dipite na mandoku okajindi anigo fono na mandoku kajindi tubabu karande ufunyaro dorong kuninu yangal tamalande wonyaipe sade songolo nali heja fwe sakembo jomfolo nali manton komuta sumube kanala papa o nali manton komuta sumube tila uzinga e bujang sambanjai barabaj sade kelo mambede sambanjai barabaj alla intubabu karong ulia bende fala base kunyade de ulia bende fala ajindi
Mutakala.
Once upon a time, there lived a nation known for its unending smiles, flourishing cultural diversity intertwined with cross-cultural tolerance, beauty, and a never-ending radiation of peace. But all of a sudden, things change.
Ulinga siba fulani na buka masama ni kanyana.
Ujali ana kakanga.
Ko albal bela cho atuli ya ko.
Man dira jokki muto.
Man wa mal nga wade.
An ka sular way.
Yala mun
Yo mida homo mom yo ngato.
Yesi. Ay sa tubli bi mu duga sama gemen.
Ana chosan yusun mami bayi won. Jiko jurafe junior anya won. Family dinyo bayi sunyo yon. Buga askanu lunyo momutan. Gambia. Ana chosan yusun mami bayi won. Nigdinda nahante bugante sopante tewante wa luta jamono te sopeko. Niti di banyante bedi. Reyante. Nañ fexe ba setal suñu xol yi rafetal suñu jëf yi mbooloo nekk benn hadama yaabe taakang molbe ñoo faakang kaatuñ man ñoo mutaye bambang joolal ka famiye fanfang si fatam fan so manko Gambia kat ni fama mandin koti ibama mukasin koti manja ko sarhole surwa flo wulanto joola oto alinga ñomuta nga Gambia futanda nyanta futala daming nga wafunga na wakalol kating kanan jusol fokoting nga katala kataka fo banko sita nyato kawajula kati bukanak kujakut bukanak tukakonak harale imojany kongotum el tribalisme non tient lugar en Gambia. Le tribalisme n'ont pas de place dans la Gambie. Nous sommes tous d'une grande famille. Arrêtez de parler insultant et discriminatoire. Gone are the days when a smile was not just an extension of the lips, but a medium of warmth from the heart. Every now and then we call ourselves the smiling coast of Africa. Well, these smiles are fading. People are dying. The economy is draining. What we fail to realize is that we are failing. A melancholic beat jumbles up my neurons as flashbacks of clashes that had chanced in the provinces where civilization went on an escapade and barbarism resided in the dormitory of their minds. Minds as old as museums, for when we thought we had tossed about pages of history, its residue still remains unsearched. Broken ties, battered rights, butchered lives, tattered minds, tinted hearts trespassing through the tidings of time. Let politics not trick us into trampling on each other's rights. Tribal lines are only judged by fragile minds. Let us put an end to this segregation. Discrimination has no breathing space in our nation. Our mouths has become weapons of mass destruction. It is causing devastations. Let us stop the intimidation, indignation, gratification, arbitration, alienation, and agitation. Democracy has been transformed to mediocrity. People think they can insult other people's parents or tribes and go scot-free. Social media has made it unnecessary for us to lock our doors and shut our windows, for everything is put to the surface within 24 hours. Privacy has been intruded, news has been diluted, nudes have been shared or reposted. Where have we lost the ethics of respect? Can't we be patriotic for once and slide our country in the most positive light? Let us sing our national anthem with pride and dignity and most importantly sincerity. For we say for the Gambia, our homeland, we strive and walk and pray that all may live in unity. Freedom and peace each day. But are we living in unity? As Shakespeare said in Merchant of Venice, superfluity comes sooner by white hairs, but competence lives longer. No legacy is so rich as honesty. The web of our lives is of a mingled yarn, good and ill together. Our virtues will be proud if our faults whip them not, and our crimes will despair if they were not cherished by our virtues. Ethnocentrism has led to antagonism. The thought of it gives me a heebie-jeebies. Everybody looks in their tribes as superior, looks down the others inferior, but we are all equal under the eyes of God. Likewise, Lord. Let us come together under the emblem of unity and reconciliation with purity of heart, for if not, it would just be a futile exercise of the lips and tongue. As Henry Ford said, by the time a man is ready to graduate from the University of Experience, he's already too old to work. So let us do things at the right time. before it goes out of bounds. Let us sieve out the misconceptive views we hold of others. Let's stop pointing fingers. He who starts it knows it not, but he who knows it feels, and he who feels it knows it better. Let us flush out our sentiments, fill in the lacunas, come to a consensus and move our country skyward. It takes two to tango. Let us stand akimbo and free ourselves from the prison of tribalism and seek refuge under the praetorium of mutualism, constitutionalism, and patriotism. We are one big family, one Gambia, one tribe.
Not Trump to vote as well. Now we are waiting to know or to hear each of the candidates how many votes do from that respect or specific polling booth in Makati Square. So that is the situation. Now the president's or should I say drum voting drum they're counting. So probably maybe this one is an interesting one. I know. So right now they might be counting one of his votes right now, as you can
confirm.
You watching and updating you, just trying to counter, and yes, and this is the second count there for NPDs. The first one was full, so they're doing for the second time. So let's see what happened. Whether whatever is going to happen, we would be get the right number there, because we missed the to get the right number as they announced it in that polling station where the president casted his vote earlier on today. So I think it looks like they are. Let's
340 votes for NPP.
And 44 where the president vote today. So that's what we have there from the IEC officer. Winter. We have about looking at the number of people that have registered, and those did not turn up, and the amount the president have scored, one may feel might have win in this polling station, despite we are yet to hear in this, of course, specific polling booth where the president casted his vote. So we are yet to hear from the other, but it's just something that we can say. But the other candidates also, we are going to find out how many votes they have scored in that polling booth.
Say at this point, but we just project considering the registered voters and of course people who have already voted. But we will watch the other candidates how much they right. So let's see what UDP also have there.
Yeah, ningen ko giseno NPP kan de bidi ada ci bout bobu konten nañ ko ci daf ci am ñetti témèr ak ñeenti fukk ak ñeent dafa melni loolu am ci fofu dem ñu ngi xarandi nak légui
6050517.
Are you filling the counting form?
Yes,
Yes, you want to proceed. That is very good.
Then
That
after,
is
let the
party
agent
agent sign
sign.
before you count
Yes.
the other.
Yes.
Exactly.
They should be moving to somebody was trying to inquire something, maybe from the IEC offices. They are now sealing, trying to seal the drum of the NPP again after counting what the president had in his box at the polling booth where he casted his vote in McCarthy Square earlier on today. Su ko defee mu nekk li nga xamante ne mooy solo pour ni ngeen ko gisee noonu foofu ci Banjul xam naa ñu bari dañoo bëgg a xam système bi moom
50518. 50518.
all right. I think she was just trying to give the serial number there of the next candidate to be counted or whose votes are to be counted in that polling station. So you are watching live proceedings as it happened at Market Square on iAfrica TV. As the voting have closed moments ago in one of the polling stations where the incumbent casted his vote earlier on today. They have been casted thereby that have been casted for each of the candidates in that specific polling booth in McCarthy Square. That's what we are witnessing right now. And hoping to see who's going to follow next. I was going to say, looks like it's UDP because that was the box after the NPP box. If they would follow it, they will follow the line or whatever happens, we will get to know. This is the live coverage of on Africa TV. We have been following the election process since in the morning in different parts of the country. You heard from this call on the ground to follow the proceedings as well as it happened. We heard from later on, but we want to concentrate now on the president casted vote, and we will know each of the candidates how much did they score in that booth in McCarthy Square. Binta foofu lañ toll ku ne seet candidates yi ku nekk ñaata la am waaye ñu xaarandi rek xam naa buñ mënee dellu Banjul pour ñu seet waaye update tal gars yi rek ñu xam ne foofu lañ toll right now at this
Amadou Abarkabake Amadou min fo kan wala nyinti ko saintenti be tembo men to candidate wol mi yalon ko ya ta ko saintenti mi mo president Baroti a fon ya la katning wala nyinti ya la karte keso fayda mi makate square je saintenti ya kontiro kele andung ay 344 votes like sorry kese kemesaba and ane nin nani ay wolle strojeto dami yalon ko wolle mo makati square ti so tiro ni so bi jëm yalon ko ma yele folo même ko UDP la box ko même ko Halifa Sallah la box to même ko Fal and NP Mama Kande and Abdul Folo silam woni wol yelta fanam be kontiro fana ni e kontiro ke madila la kom itolia announce nyam inshallah mbale jan
Abarka Bake I think we were just trying to sign the papers there to confirm the number that they have counted for NPP and before moving on to the next candidate. So it's not going to be as quick as maybe some of you might want. It's going to be a long process, and this would happen in every polling station or polling booth constituencies in the country. They're going to take their time to give the correct numbers as they count in the different polling booths in the country before they collect all the numbers in each of the polling stations and then send it back to the independent commission for official results in each of the constituencies. So that is the situation. Well, it looks like they're about to open the UDP. We should be able to try to see if we can able to link back to Banjul and follow the county process, how much the UTP candidate that polling booth where Barrow casted his vote earlier on today in McCarthy Square. So Barrow scored 344 votes where he casted his vote earlier on today. Watch and say they're about to bring back the ballot drum and count the number of votes being cast. It timed again. So as you watch live on Africa TV, we're trying to bring it to you live as it happened in the polling. It votes the incumbent candidate, the NPP's candidate Adam Barrow, where he scored 344 votes. So there now is the UDP candidate Hussein Dabo in the polling booth where Adama Barrow casted his vote in Banjul. So this is the situation. There are now counting the number of votes being scored by the UDP candidate Hussein Dabo in that specific booth in McCarthy Square. Now, engaging Conte, Hussein Dabo, candidate bu UDP ñaata vote la am ci polling booth bi nga xamantene président Barrow moom foofu la sànne den su ko defee ñu déglu ñu xam ñaata la fa am foofu lañ tollu gis nga gaa ngi arrêté li nga xamantene mooy vote
Sainten Jabi min je kan wala mu UDP la bokk so
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10, 20, 30, 40.
Binta, you can just continue, please.
Yeah, comme ba foka la ñami wala ñinti ko santenting albe je kan no alla screenol to wala mu United Democratic Party mi yalon ko lo funtu kan.
Yeah, it looks like we're trying to get the right figure, but it's Hussein Dabo getting that polling something votes, but we cannot confirm yet the right figure. But we'll try to do that in a moment to confirm the exact number, how much Dabo have scored polling booth in McCarthy Square, where Barrow casted his vote earlier on today. So that's the situation there. As you Jema said, naka lañ leen di indi li nga xamante mooy niñ ko nekk di gisee foofu ci Banjul xamaguñ exactly number bi waaye léegi tey rek ñu confirm ko waaye téeméer bi teg na ñeenti fukk ak dara waaye xamaguñ pour mu leer xamaguñ ñaata exactly lañ waxagoon because xam ngeen ne waaye yu mel noonu ba léegi rek foofu ci McCarthy Square lañ nekk di jéem a seet rek ki nga xamante mooy incumbent bi moom fu mu sànne ñaata la fa am ak ñi nga xamante ñoom la nekk di jonganteel moom tamit ñaata la am ci box bi nga xamante ne wala ci boot bi nga xamante ne foofu la sànne right now foofu ci biir Makati Square ci capital bi xam naa ne di demee nii lay bëgg di demee Binta ci boot si yëpp nii la ñoo compté ñu jël seen time fi mu nekk ne ñu ngi binda li nga xamante ne mooy the right amount ku nekk sign polling wala bu nekk ci polling station bu nekk noonu lañ ko defee dañ su ko defee ñu call it polling station si yëpp ñu xam foofu candidate bu nekk ñaata la am yàlla am ñu soog ko yóbbu IEC ñoom ñu def official announcement bi joxe result bi nga xamante ne loolu moo taxaw comme niñ ko waxee bu kenn topp benn result fenn yàgga di wax te loolu moo nekk li taxaw te loolu moo tay nekk li dégga fu mu nekk ni ñu ngi tëj li nga xamante ne mooy box bu UDP candidate bi di Ousseynou Dama continue xam ne ñaata la ko def next one comme niñ ko gisee right now gaa ngi sign pour ñu authenticate documents yi moo kayit yi pour ñu déggu Binta so foofu lañ
tipo saintenting ibota min carte minna carte ke sol konti la wala mu United Democratic Party yoti mi ya lanko mi ya nyato ko ya wala mu loya right figo sol soto at this moment barin sa fale no ay kemenin fenne soto die barin ta confirm no lale abe dan min tentin fonni pareta saintenting nak ibe box wo yele kan Abdoulaye Jammeh boxo sain wala be yele kan tuma do fanan yemin soto mba anati dalile comme ñanta lon ñam inshallah
mu ngi noonu su ko defee as we watch dafa nekk lu interesting nag ñun dañooy jéem a seet déglu ci ñoom la ñoo wax ak niñ ko compté den ku nekk li nga am ñoom ñu déggal ko seen bopp ci ñoom niñ koy waxee den su ko defee amaana nañ ci def nga trafe sagum rek mooy dafa mel ni polling booth boobu ñu vote nag ñëw vote xal nañ bari tuuti te loolu beneen mbir la moo taxoon ñu doon gën a ñaax ñëpp su ko defee ñu ngi noonu waaw kooku ma dafa mel ni fii bariwul waaw xamaguñ kan la gis nga mu ngi noonu okay that's the situation right now. One of the candidates there, his votes are being, we're watching there, and we're trying to see how much the candidates have.
007. 1, 2, 3,
And
4, 5, 6, 7. 007. Independent candidate. 007. 007, huh? My candidate, please. The serial number for independent candidates is on by file is 3050 573. 3050 573. So 50574, the second one. 50574. Other candidate? Any?
All right. Thank you very much. The counting votes of the number for Esam by file in that vote. So it looks like he have only 7 votes in that polling booth in his vote in McCarthy Square. So that is the next candidate there. So. Who is that? Is that Jame or? Yeah, that looks like. Let's listen.
3 votes for, what is the name? Abdullah Ibrahim Ajami. 003.
Very much there. As you watch, we're trying to bring you live updates as it happened in votes. So far, we yet to confirm the amount of votes Hussein Tabo scored in that booth, but Barrow scored 340 votes. Abdullah Ibrahim Ajami of National Unity Party only 3. So
575. C050557. And the second serial number is C050576. C050576. Let's now move on to the next meeting.
I think it is trying to get you the right, of course, figures there as it happens in McCarthy Square.
party agent for GDC. This was the inside label. GDC 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 036. GDC 036. Mama Kanda. Where's the agent?
The first serial number the product is 050577.
How much do you want?
C050577. The second serial number is C0578. C050578.
Thanks. So let's now move on to the other candidate. Please, can we have silence, please? Halifa, Babukar,
All right, thank you very much. And students from Banjul at McCarthy Square, where the counting in one of the polling booths where the incumbent casted its vote earlier on today. This is the PDIS counted there. Let's find out how much the Tarifa Salas caught in the booth where the president casted his vote earlier on today in Banjul at McCarthy. So there you go. We would be going and coming, but this is just to make sure that you are informed and watch and see it for yourself, by the way. So that this is why we put the information from the horse's mouth. As it happened, we hear it from the IEC officer. So let's listen.
Thank you. Can you please
that's the final candidates. That is the PDIS candidate number of votes being counted there, but we couldn't get the of it. So we're still staying at the polling station, and hopefully they would again announce the amount of votes caught in that polling booth where the president casted his vote earlier on today. So it started with the NPP candidate, Adama Barrow himself, and of course, then you file we confirm. So let's. And we should try again to get you back to Banjul in a moment. But as I was trying to say, this is the situation there, and we try to bring it to you live as it happens in McCarthy Square in the mooy comme ni ngeen ko gisee noonu bi léegi gaa ngi sign seen kayit yi ku ne wane na moom fekkee na buñ ko doon compté ak candidate bu nekk ñaata la am ci kanami taskati xibaar yi si kanami observer si ak ñoom party agency moo tax ñu ngi jéem a seet pour ñu confirm ku ne ñaata nga am waaye liñ mun a jàpp moom rek def nañ ko ci police station bi nga xamante ne Adama Barrow moom foofu la sànnee kartam tey ci suba dafa mel ni moom moo fa raw ci nomba yi nga xam ne leen jot su ko def waaye dafa mel ni yomba gut pour ñu dellu foofu ñu ngi jéem a seet ndax Binta mun nañoo déggaat ci gars yi pour ñu xam exactly ku nekk ñaata la am waaye Essa Faal lu ñu jàpp ne moom 7 la fa am ab fa 3 Halifa moom xamagu ñaata la GDC ñoom 36 lañ fa am ak NPP am nañ 300 plus UDP tamit téeméer bi teg na but we cannot confirm the right figures as quickly as possible so that ñuy seetaan so that li nga xamante ne mooy ñuy seetaan ñu xam naka la so ñu ngi ñoo yegal ne UDP ñoom 144 votes lañ ci foofu fi nga xamante ne Barrow foofu la sànne moom Barrow mu am fa 340 ci ñi nga xamante ne mooy ci but bum sànne dafa fay moom moo fa jiitu waat la lañ fa wax dem su ko defee ñu continuer.
The total vote cast. How many of you guys? Let's count together. It's 564. You're all satisfied? We have no invalid votes. The total tokens being given to IEC for this center is 627. The total number of people expected is 7, but the token being issued is 700. Thank you.
Is there any invalid vote?
No invalid vote. What is the total again, please?
What's going on with you? Communicate with your guys to ask them how you are ready. What next? Don't sleep in.
All right. Thank you very much there. As we try to move people that casted their votes in that special polling vote, 564 people are the people that casted their votes in that special vote we are talking about, where the president casted his vote today. So there was no invalid vote in that vote, as far as we heard from the IEC presiding officer, who was just trying to confirm the amount of people that turn up to cast their votes and the amount of people that were expected to cast their votes and as well. So that's given the number of votes each of the candidates have scored in that polling vote, and President Barrow NPP scored 340, UDP 144. SFR National Unity Party Abdullah Jammeh 3, GDC 36, and we wanted to confirm PDYS to know how much they have scored, and we'll get you that in a moment. So that's the situation.
Lanyaming mini yalonko wolle be je investigating IEC je and mini yalonko pooling agents wollem sign tenting abelorin da 340 votes to jele keme saba and then tan nani karte ke so ay wala soto daming ne bota woto nata UDP United Democratic Party wolye keme killing aning tan nani anin nani yo wala soto jen semin confirm wala esa fal we 7 votes la soto je worowula parte ke se worowula ay wala soto jeto NUP mi yalon ko mi ya nyaton kaya Abdullah Jammeh we 3 votes la soto je carte ke GDC ya nyaton kaya wala mo mama kandati we 36 votes la soto je tan saba ani woro carte ke se tan saba ani es hanisang mang so fem fono la le woto bari ning ala dina confirm dorong ning ala sonta me muruna la ko mane pour ka fa ko PDOIS fanan mi yalon ko halifa le ma nyaton koti ay jelle soto inshallah
is only one of the police station in Makati Square. This is I mean, to be specific, this is where the president himself casted his vote. Very, very clear for our viewers to know. New Makati Square waaye benn la ci polling booth yi nga xamante nit ñi foofu lañ dugga sànni seen carte ci benn boobu nga xamante ne boobu lañ lim bu compté gum right now ba confirm ku nekk ñaata nga fa am mooy président bi ci boppam moom foofu la sànnee kartam moom Adama Barrow fu mu sànni nag ñeneen ñi nga xamante ne ñoom la ñekk a jonganteel fa sànni moom nag lim am mooy comme ni nga am na fa ñetti téeméer ñeenti fukk carte loolu la fa am moom Adama Barrow kii di Ousseynou Dabo fa téeméer ñeent fukk ak ñeenti karta ci but boobu kese den nga am ki nga xamante ne mooy Essa Fall moom juróom-ñaari karta la fa am ki nga xamante ne mooy Ibrahima Jammeh bu National Unity Party moom ñett karta la fa am GDC am fanweer ak juróom-benn fi nga xamante ne Adama Barrow moom foofu la sànne ñu ngi xaarandi nag pour ñu confirm xam exactly moom xam ci but boobu soo dañ war a déglu wala ci kanam comme niñ compté bi pour mu leer ñooñu la ñoo compté tamit ñeneen ñett yi nga xamante ne ci ma leen ci Banjul den ci yeneen tamit yi nga xamante ne ci gox bu nekk ci tunda bu nekk wala constituency bu nekk wala sax moo ne police station bu nekk nii lañ ko compté bu boobaa ñu dajale carte den bu nekk ñaata la score ñaata la am ci police station bu nekk den su ko defee ci constituency bu nekk ñu compté dajale nag candidate bu nekk ñaata la am ci police station bu nekk ñu ko soo ko jébbal IEC ñoom nag ñu daal di declare results yi wax Gambien si ci constitution yi ñetti constituency yi nga xamante ne ñu ngi biir Banjul am nañ Banjul North Banjul South ak Banjul Central si kanam tuuti nag nañ leen wax constituency bu nekk ci biir Banjul ñaata votes ñoo fa nekk loolu pour ñu wax leen ko comme léegi fu nekk ni vote bi officially close nañ ko réew mi xanaa su fekkee ne am na fenn fi nga xamante ne foofu moom kon ma wax ma ko ci am nañ Banjul South Banjul Central ak Banjul North ñetti constituency ñoo am biir Banjul léegi nag balaa ñoo dajale carte bu nekk xam candidate bu nekk ñaata la fa am ko but bu nekk kon ni ngeen ko gis ñu defee ko ci président Barrow moom fu mu sànnee noonu la ñoo defee ci yeneen but yi nga xamante ne mu ngi ci Makati Square ak ci biir constituency ak yeneen constituency foofu ci biir Banjul so binta pour ñu gën a leeralaat tamit ñuy seetaan ñu gën a xam mbir mi nii la demee den su ko def ñu ñaata votes ñoo fa nekk Banjul North ñaata votes ñoo fa nekk ak Banjul Central ñaata votes ñoom ñoo fa nekk ci ñi nga xamante ne registré nañ ci foofu ci biir capital bi di
Amadou Ba fo kanu nyame pour ka kuwel sene yande doron wala mu nyenti ko dami ya lon ko wala bota konti la saintentin dula kilin doron nemu bari Banjul moli ya lon ko carte sabale Makati nyindomo Makati squality but nalon ne ko na Banjul North sotole na Banjul South sotole na Banjul Central fanan sotole ando nyino mudula leti ya lon quartier fayo ke jele so ni pareta be wonbe kontilale inshallah ni pareta kontiro la tumando e babe sambala IEC le dawo daranding candidate wa candidate minister of yes IEC the official results so di la Gambia no la yafo ko Banjul kono cartel be birene be hayma nyimari o nyin candidate kare and nyin candidate yande doro wala mo woti Amadou.
All right. Jërëjëf Binta loolu am na solo na foog ñu gën a leeral rek yëf yi pour mu leer niñ ko doon waxee loolu am na solo ba baax pour tamit nit ñi xam nga ci constituency bu nekk am na different ci constituency léegi ci constituency ci loolu dafa am solo pour ñu leeral moo tax ñu wax rek ne comme ni ngeen ko gisee foog naa ko wax léegi ko léegi ci moom président Barrow wala incumbent bi moom Adama Barrow NPP kan ne fu mu sànne foofu lañ compté waaye lu mel noonu but moom bu mu sànne am na yeneen ñetti but yu nekk ci Makati Square donc biir boobu ci constituency bi nga xamante ne Makati Square foofu la bokk am na ñeneen boots yu bari wala police station yu fa nekk pour mu gën a leer so amul ak constituency bi benn boot kese la ci Makati Square sax yëf yi jeexagul pour mu gën a leer benn rek lañ compté gu dinañ compté waat ñett ñu daal di ko boole ñu xam Makati Square nag ku nekk ñaata dafa am compté yëf yi mu leer waaye pour confirm rek ci constituency bu nekk Banjul ñaata vote la am pour mu leer ñëpp xam sa candidate tamit xëy na mun nga am yaakaar ñaata mun a South lañ war a commencé foofu am na 6,248 votes all together ñoo register ci Banjul South 6,200 Banjul Central foofu yaa ngi am 8,371 dafa mel ni Banjul Central moo ëpp Banjul South vote so loolu moom Banjul North foofu tamit 6,000 la am 753 votes moo nekk Banjul North so dafa mel ni Banjul South moom moo gën a am Banjul North moo leen ëpp waaye Banjul Central moom moo gën a am ay li nga xamante ne mooy ay nit ñi nga xamante ñoom ñoo registre pour sànni carte waaye ñu gisee téeméer ak lu teg ñoom ñoo sànniwul ci but bi nga xamante ne président bi foofu la sànne dafa mel ni loolu dafa xaala bari tuuti bu fekkee ne train boobu noonu la mel na gox yi ak yeneen but yi nga xamante ne noonu lañ sànne biir Banjul yëf yi dafay garaaw torop ci yaakaar bu ñu am about 21,000 plus ay doomi Adama ñoom ñoo registré Banjul ci capital city bi ci ñi nga xamante ne war nañoo tey génn dem sànni ji seen carte su fekkee nag mbir mi nu la demee dafa mel ni ñu bari dafa mel ni sànni waaye nag yaa Banjul si suba nit ñi bari woon na lool dafa mel ni am nañ yaakaar ne xëy na mbir mi du demee ni pour mu leer so Binta moo nekk in each of the constituency just quick one rek pour ma confirm the number in Banjul is 21,300 ñoo register all together number bi boo ko boole foofu ci biir Banjul Binta
Pruka hani sign pruka cool sene ndalma katu nyum carte fayol ti anyanta sene ala lewech ndol minimi yalon ko be siri ngale jang and make sure like information on the finting de la pruka dialla na soto information koyoti mi yalon ko jandi ma dilan na mulla Banjul South sign tinting voters mole min soto je wala multimillion ko ye registration o ke je carte fayola itata le ni ya hayma mol min yalon ko wili woro keme killing keme fula anin tang nani anin sey wili woro keme fula anin tan nani nin sey mol hadama de wolle Banjulun ko wala registre ni bota je yana Banjul Central dami yalon ko wili sey keme saba anin tan woro wala nin killing wala registre je ka fa dami ko Banjul Central ni na Banjul North nak wili woro keme woro wala anin keme woro wala anin tan lulu anin saba wala mol timirial dami yalon ko so nyemu kulte mi yalon ko hani sign kontiro ma nyaka folo because ni ya hayma mol mi yalon ko wolle register itata le fo wili santola so ibaje la ko kontiro ma nyaka folo bari sign president fo ay carte keso fay dami je atelier je win wala mo Makati Square ti and Makati Square aletro fo saba dami yalon ko be nyanta kontilale ya fo jumale each candidate mi yalon ko the president say you know la yemen soto
pour mu gëna leer rek pour mu gëna leer xam nga benn ci benn bot bi nga xamantene Makati Square président bi foofu la sànni boobu lañ compté goon so su ko defee kon ni ko waaye am na yeneen yu fa nekk am na ñetti yu des yi nga xamantene boobu tamit ni compté bi noonu lañ war a compté mu leer so benn bot kese lañ leeral waaye li ci gën a am solo rek mooy yëf yaa ngi soog a door te président bi moom fi mu sànne foofu kese loolu nekk na li nga xamante mooy ni ngeen ko déggee so ba léegi ñu continuer kanam bi nga xamante ne ñu ngi xaarandi pour confirm moom Halifa Sallah ñaata la score ci président bi fi nga xamante ne moom foofu tamit comme ñeneen tamit kan fu ñu sànne gars yi dañoo bëgg a xam tamit président bi moom ñaata la fa am comme ni nga ko gisee Banjul all right so pour mu gën a leer then from Banjul dañooy ñëw dugg KM ci constituency bu nekk pour ñu jox leen li nga xamante ne mooy nombre bi parce que tamit dañ bëgg a yëf yi moo gën a leer bus pour ma fàttali ñu ngi am li nga xamante ne mooy yes 53 constituencies ci li nga xamante ne mooy ci election bi ni ko IEC waxee constituency bu nekk pour ñu jox leen li nga xamante ne mooy ñaata voters ñoom ñoo fa nekk moo tax ñu koy wax comme ni nga ko waxee Banjul North South ak Central fi nga xamante ne ñu dugga foofu yaa ngi am Latrikunda Savage foofu tamit ñu ngi am 36,851 votes ñoom ñoo fa nekk ci Latrikunda Savage am ngeen si suba rek ñu ngi doon waxtaane ki nga xamante ne mooy député bu gox boobu di Latrikunda den nga dem Talinding Kunjang foofu yaa ngi am 20,000 34 votes and Sekunda. All right. Then of course in Talinding Kunjang rather. Then Bundunka Kunda Yangi 23,740 constituency in Bunduka Kunda. Then in Serakunda, you have 13,969 votes in that constituency, right? In Serakunda, we have also Serakunda West constituency, because we have two representatives for Serakunda at the National Assembly, Serakunda West and Serakunda. And Serakunda West, you have 4,487 votes in Serakunda West. Then Josuan constituency for that area of 26,950 votes in Josuan constituency. And Bakau, you have 13,869 votes in Bakau. Quite very interesting figures. Sen constituency dafa mel ni lim bi moom interesting tabinta ci ni registré
la su nekkee ñoom yëpp génn nañ comme ni ñu war a génnee daal xam naa ne dinañ make a significant progress comme abafo kañaan kan KM la kono wala KMC ti pour ka je ko mon min ya lon ko wala sta KM dam ma kono e hay mo mu jellete na be content ba folo la latir kunda sabiji wili tan saba aniro keme sey anin tan lunin killing wala mota jena talending kunjang wili muang anin kan saba nen nani wala multimin yalon ko wala registra je fananto ne bota jena bundunka kunda dun wili muwannen saba keme woro wala anin tan nani wala registra wala fando ni nata Serekunda wili tanin saba keme kononto anin woro but then I would just say it in English 13,969 wala multimin yalon ko wala registra dami yalon ko ni nata Serekunda West wili tan nani anin nani tan saba keme saba anin tan saying woro wala multimin yalon ko wala fana registra strategy Josuam tundoto dum wili mwanni woro keme kononto anin tan lulu wala multimin yalon ko registra Josuam tundoto bakaw tundoto fanan wili tan anin saba keme woro wala anin tan woro nin kononto wala multimin yalon ko registra bakaw tundoto Ahmad.
Interesting. So as the counting is all going, I want to brief in different polling booths, polling stations in the country. So we want to remind you and update you as to how much or what is the number of votes in each of the constituencies. We have 53 of them. So this is why we want to tell you. So we move into West. So start with Sani mentioned 3,264 votes, and all Yundum constituency you have 50,506. All right, 50,506 in all Busumbala. You have 53,453 votes in Busumbala, and Combo South you have 62,399. Then Brikama 755, Brikama South 62,000. 36,755. You have 36,755 in Brikama North. In Brikama South, you have 37,720 votes. And then when we get into the combos, which you think is always has been a very interesting. In Combo East, you have 25,643 votes in that constituency, and then yes, that's combo, yes. All right. Yes, 25,643. Then, of course, a Fonyi. All right. You get to at 9,112 volts. In Fonyi Bintan, you have 10,969. Fonyi Kansala, 9,068. Fonyi Bondali, 4,767. All right. Then you have Fonyi Jarl, that is the situation. So Lul Monica, number of votes in each of the constituencies in West Coast. I mean, you're not many dollar before 50, 50, 60.
Inshallah. Ala baraka bake hani fo bi constituency mol min yalla ko register in each constituency bo wala di kala jam become kawolto comme Amadou ya fa nyami wili tan lulu anin saba kemefula anin kemefula tan woro ni nani wala molti min yalla ko sa keminani anin tan lulu nin saba wala molti bin yalon ko fan register ta jeto busumbala constituency yinto mol min register ta jeeta tele 453 wala mo wili tan saba anin wili tan lulu anin saba kemenani tan kemenani tan tan lulu anin saba anin tan kononto nin kononto wala multi bin yalon ko wala registrata odulato fana birkama nof min registrata je tatale fo wili tan saba anin woro keme woro wala lulu anin wili tan saba nin woro wala keme woro wala anin muang wala multi min yalon ko wala fana registrata out combo is wili tan woro wili tan fula anin lulu wala 25,643 wala yal ko wala register J dunta fonyi fanan kono fonyi berfet 9,000.
Before we get to the phonies, we want to get the update in Brikama in one of the in Brikama Berewulen, where one of the polling booths, our reporters who are moving between the Greater Bank area witness the counting of votes. We want to get the in that polling booth as they witness the counting of the number of votes. Let's listen.
Ah? Sabo cola.
The counting process in in Borewulang police station. One of the polling booths there are being counted as you're watching. So we're just trying to bring you update as to tell you at this time counting is being done in different polling stations, but of course in different booths also in each of the polling stations respectively around the in each of the polling stations, I have to say, around the country. So counting is similarly on the way. I want to believe hopefully by now every polling station have concluded. So we hope, because there were some polling stations we have a lot of people, massive people turn out in their numbers. So hopefully they might still be voting. So but we will hope to we'll update you in one of the in one of the polling stations in Sokuta. We understand in one of the polling station in one of the polling stations, but we'll update you that in a moment, because in one of the polling stations in Sokoto, we understand there is a misunderstanding or some some sort of a chaos in one of the polling stations, because people are there and were not able to vote. So let's watch that and see what happened. So what was happening there? So people apparently looks like were unable to cast their votes and in that polling station in Brikama. So it looks like there's some sort of confusion there in Sokoto. So that is the latest that we are getting. So you can see how people are standing there to try to see if they can find a way out to able to give them to settle the situation on the ground in Sokoto. So you can see hundreds of them there, seemingly not happy as the way situation is happening on the ground. So ko defé mbokk kay ko ngeen ko kadi ci police station yi fofu ci Sokoto dafa melni jaxaso dafa am jaxaso bobu nak comme gisee ngeen nit ñu bari ay téeméeri nit ñu fa dafa melni ñom mënu ñoo vote su melni jaxaso halna am ci polling center bobu wala police station bobu comme ni ngeen ko gisee fu mu nekk nii moom loolu pour ñu comme ni ngeen ko gisee tamit pour ñu contrôle yëf yi comme ni ngeen ñuy fexe jàmm am na foofu ku ne pass bi loolu tamit ñu yeggee leen ko pour ngeen xam ñu fexe daal fexe yëf yi mu dal fekk jaxasoo dafa gën a am comme lu ëpp nañ gisagum nii dafa mel ni yëf yi foofu xal na xajam tuuti foofu ci biir Sukuta ñu ngi doon wax ne dafa mel ni yëf yi mu ngi doon dem smoothly waaye am na yenn police nit ñi génn nañ bu baax xam na si fe xaw ma na fii dafa mel ni yëf yi xal na jaxasoo ci foofu ci Sukuta ci benn police station
digala mbaɗigol alɓe min jeeyi kan allah screen oto saintenti wolem dulamin to e ka damin Sukuta mi yalon ko mo keme jaman le findita pour ka carte keso fayi bara abuko fo ñen i let tele bang foy ma let bang bitum mo kibaros to folo bari la carte fay teso carte o fay la so malong dum e bella ban nyaale bari membe sane yaren wala ñenti ko security forces sol ila presence la faje pour kaje ko Cairo e sabati ji
Binta pour ñu fàttali rek na xam nga officially voting war naa close daanaka benn waxtu ak lu teg ci gannaaw juróomi waxtu ci gannaaw fu mu nekk nii daanaka pour gën a fàttali rek ñi nga xamante ñu ngi seetaan liñ jàpp ne yëfi noonu la war a mën a demee mooy ay si lu ñu yàgga waxte ñu yàgga koo defee noonu mooy képp pour ki nekk na ci line bi foofu ñu emal mbir mi duñ nanguwaat kenn ñëw bokk ci line bi waaye ñu nga xamante ne juróomi waxtu def leen fekk ci line dañooy fexe def seen kéem kattan gis ne seen dañu am patient waaye nag mbooloo buñ gis mbooloo bu bari nii ñii yëpp fu mu nekk nii xamuñ naka la fa demee ba ñii yëpp fu mu nekk nii dafa mel ni mënuñoo vote agum ba jaxasoo am ci positions waaye ci nañ jéem a seet exactly jokko ak suñ ndaw yi foofu kenn dañoo xam exactly lan moo xew ak mbir yi fan la toll foofu ci biir Sukuta. To remind our viewers, as you can see, these are hundreds of people who come to cast their votes in one of the polling stations in Sukuta, but unfortunately the situation is not looking good apparently, as you can see. But just to remind you, as we were saying since the beginning, what IFC has been doing or have been telling is that let people come out early and vote, and anyone that is on the queue by 5 o'clock, you'll be allowed to vote. If you are the queen and 5 o'clock, no matter how long the line is or the queue is, you will be allowed to vote. But for instance, if you are late and probably came 1 or 2 minutes after 5 o'clock, they might not allow you to vote. So this is how usually the proceedings takes place. But in this case, we cannot confirm as to whether that was the situation or not. We would be keeping a close eye as it happened in Sukuta, in the police station where this unfortunately happening right now. So this is the situation, unfortunately, and but hopefully the authorities would be on the ground, try to figure out whatever might have went on to calm the situation and get things goes as is happened in other places so far. Yes, Binta, this is what we can say, and we hope brought under control.
Amadou ko yafa ñamin dorong tumando ning ala sota Cairo be sabati la jele fonka ñomo yo kaccalam dorong ni nula viewers at this point for ñinu dong inatale after 5 fo ñim dum 5 literal line auto len to wosene wala because ma kibar sen hosto bari na kibari talal be duma jele min tata ñing koto pour ka seneyandal ma atol min yalan ko albe jibero la ba.
All right, so that's the then Sukorefe we and we will now go back to talk to our reporters on the ground. Usman Jata is on the line, Banjul at Makat Square. Usman, votes were supposed to close officially at 5 o'clock local time. There's about So what is exactly happening at McCarthy Square? Can you confirm to us that all the polling stations have stopped voting right now, or there are some that on the line trying to vote?
Absolutely right, Amadou. Following 8 hours of voting, the polling stations at McCarthy Square have all closed. The spot counting have equally as well been conducted, and all the IEC officials, as we speak, they have packed all the ballot boxes and they are headed to demonstration at Banjul. And like you rightly mentioned, this has happened in 1 hour 30 minutes ago, because schools was supposed to close at 5 p.m. GMT situation as we speak, and currently we are at a different polling station around the Act 22, where voting have equally have up, and for now just through the environment.
Well, like we were saying in one of the polling stations in Sukuta, where people are lining up and probably they are not voting now. Do you witness any sort of a scenario where somebody was on the line and probably was denied or was not allowed because he might have late or is close in time?
Interesting, Amadou. Absolutely, there was nothing like that. In fact, 5 minutes prior to the closure of the polls, it was a voter left, and this was done several times, and no one came to the gates. And at some point, after 2 minutes, the polling agent had to close the gate. Experience anything like that in Banjul? I did not see it. I think the reason for that is because the voter number in Banjul is not as huge. If you have to understand, Sukuta is in a different constituency, and that constituency happens to Hanjul. In Banjul, we are talking about around. When you come to around Busumbala constituency and Commerce South, you can't even compare that number. It's like just 1% of that place. So that's because and the spot counting have already been conducted, and IEC officials are inputting their details, and possibly in 3 hours time or
Well, that's quite very interesting. When we spoke to you in the morning, the situation was generally calm in the city, and you witnessed the closing or end of vote. Was the situation same? Was it the same as it started in the morning? Was everything went well?
Absolutely different to compare to the initial environment in the morning. In the morning, the environment was tense because the numbers were huge. Electorates were out. They were all coming to cast their votes in their large numbers. The voting deadline comes to an end around 4 p.m., heading towards 5 p.m. The place was entirely empty. I mean, it was completely empty. With the time of the voting coming to an end, we could not even spot out even a single person. So this was the current situation here in Banjul, and I have given reason.
All right. Thank you very much, Usman, and for that wonderful update in Makati Square there and the capital city. Of course, the polling stations where the president and SFL earlier on today casted their vote in one of the polling booths, which we witnessed earlier on the number of votes which each of the candidates scored in that booth where the president casted his vote. So apparently we're trying to bring of the Greater Banjul area and to update you as to how the situation is unfolding. As we said, votes officially closed a minute ago, but apparently in some areas people are still in polling stations and trying to get their voting on. There are some confusion in one of the police stations, as you earlier on saying, in Sukuta, but we hope the situation would be brought under control. But apparently, in Banjul, there have been a scenario. Everything went well, especially in Makati Square, where our reporter has been since in the morning. He was as early as he was there before 8 o'clock and witnessed. Of course, like he said, in the morning, there was a good turnout and people trying to do numbers and probably vote early and went home, and now would be doing some announcement of the result, but it is completely different in some other areas, especially what we have seen in one of the polling stations in Sukuta, Binta.
Na reporter mi yalon ko abe mole Makati Square dan mi yalon ko president atata quartier fayo fonke del to and one of the other candidates falti ay kibarol min di mo lawol minti ko je santenti ya soronde quartier pulling voting ya soronde santenti so sai na jele dula dol mi yalon ko president fon buto mi yalon ko ay quartier fay wolto atani esambay fa je konditale fa banta bari ako mol comme min yalon ko wole keta Sukuta right now woman ke in Banjul bolem Makati Square fango abedani kabeden somanda abedulale krosila bare ay nyinki barole di mol la comme is okay right now come ya fu nyamin Amadou.
All right, thank you very much, Binta. This is a very interesting across different areas of the country, especially the Greater Banjul area, to update you as you watch this 2020 or decision 2020 presidential election coverage live on iAfrica TV, and we want to bring you update as it happens in different parts of the try to update you again the situation in the polling station we were talking about in Sukuta, where there has been some bit of confusion as in the polling station wanting to vote, but apparently things are not going as expected in that polling station in Sukuta. In a moment, we'll get you to see yourself as to what is happening there. Go with the images right now. Trying to find out the way out. So people are voting, as you can see on the decks. They're giving out their voters card. This is the latest update from the polling state. So in the different booths, it looks like people are patiently waiting. The security also are on the ground, trying to control the situation in that specific. Quite a very tense moment there. At this moment in Sokoto, but we hope everything, as the authorities are probably trying to ask what to do. But voting is taking place, and I know if the process is done rightly as expected, very soon everybody would vote, and then eventually they would go home of the result. So this is the situation as it was. So kind of mbokk yi comme ñu ngi jéem a fexe ñu ngi leen di indil updates ci xew-xew yi ci biir réew mi ñu moo xew benn ci polling stations yi comme ni ngeen ko gisee noonu ci biir Sukuta nit ñi ba léegi ñu ngi vote bu baax a baax foofu ci biir gannaaw bi nga xamante ne jaxasoo bi am na benn ci polling station. So xam naa ne bu fekkee demee na ni ci kanam tuuti xam naa yëf yi dina dem through ñu fexe ñëpp ci ground bi di fexe daal nu ñoo contrôler situation bi mu nekk li nga xamante ne mooy li am solo parce que nag yëfi Binta jàmm lañ bugga tamit ñu naxante ak nit ñi daal comme ñëw nañ ba taxaw foofu fexe ba ñoom ñu voté foog naa loolu lañ nekk a def luñ gisagum mooy gars yi ngay joxe seen voters card yi pour ñu process ko ñu mën a sànni seen carte ñu dem ñibbi.
yalla jeedoron wala mo mi yalon ko abe keren sukuta mo yaajale mol be continue kan carte fayola ñin tembento bari bitung inata febe négociation wala pour ka jeko mol mi yalon ko je pour que ma fay voting ke pour ye itol fana yela constitutional right exercise fo wala be keren je bitu malon bari fo ñindum fana mol mi yalon ko non ko even though voting close tale to mando will be bela carte ki sol fayla le sira sur kono atemela
exactly loolu mu nekk lu am solo te ni fay no ko waxe na xante rek loolu dafa am solo bu baax a baax su ko defee loolu day am solo bu baax pour ñu fàttali rek ne lépp lu ñoo def rek ñu fexe ñu jiital ci jàmm ak ñu négocier naxante daal ba yëf yi sotti dafay am solo bu baax a baax ci yëf yi nu moo demee foofu ci Sukuta nañ continuer di leen update incha allah di yëf yi di amee rek fu nekk ci suñ ndaw yi fu ñu nekk right now ñoom ñoo ngi jéem a fexe pour ñu xamale Gambien si ak fu ñu toll jamono ji gannaaw bi nga xamante ne mooy voting close na ci yenn ci police station si am na fi nga xamante ne nag boo xam ne foofu ni yaa ngi ci foofu ba léegi ñu am yaakaar ne rek incha allah Binta nañ jéem a seet ñoom tamit naka lañ ko régler ba yëf yi continuer comme ni mu
reporters only be janjande dulal velto pour ka je ko correct and credible information or so be woto andu ni ngala sonta comme Amadou ya fa nyami ndurung be details will be di la lem bi jang ndetala dulato ka di yalla abe keka nyami kay tandala abe keka nyami dama bi janne fotu mando nen carte kese konte watu baddat momin inshallah alima alay kayro ke Gambia wolem duwata
Allah duwa be jabila because ntel be lafta kayro la no ko mayata bakele su ko defé lolu mu nekkale am solo inshallah nañ continuer di yaatal waxtaan nak soga dugga ci guddi bi xamna ne ci kanam ni ñoo duggee ci guddi bi AIC tamit xam naa ñu ngi waajal seen bopp bu baax pour ñëw ñoom tamit bien si def announcement yi waaye loolu xam naa ci kanam lay doon ndax daanaka ñaari waxtu ci gannaaw léegi tey bu police station si daanaka toll ci ñaari waxtu ci réew mi ndax 5-7 léegi tey mu jot ci réew mi loolu nekk na lu am solo ñu continuer di am yaakaar rek ne lépp lu nga xamante ne jàmm lay amee ci jàmm lay jeexee incha allah loolu tamit mu nekk lu am solo na ñëpp loolu lañ bëgg a gis ci réew mi te ku ne war na cee taxawee noonu incha allah mu nekk li nga xamante ne mu am sukali rek ne tey ci élection bi nga xamante ne Gambien si yàgg nañ koo xaar tey di ko bàyyi xel loolu mu nekk mu nekk li pour tënka li nga xamante ne mooy yëf yi nu moo demee incha allah ci kanam lépp rek Gambie ñu gis su ko defee ñu dellu jokkoo ak suñu ndaw mi di Ousmane dañ mu update ñu finally Makati Square ni yëf yi foofu moom daanaka mat na thank you Ousmane on a final note I know have the IEC officials and some of the observers left the Makati Square ground.
Indeed, interesting, Amadou. They have all left, and we have already stated confidently that our polling stations and voting in all polling stations have stopped, and the counting have already been conducted, and already the IEC officials are parking and they are headed to the IEC headquarters in Kanifing East. So that's the current situation, and it's like after a day long of voting, casting of votes by the voters, it has finally come to an end. The voters have already exercised their power by casting their votes after several hours, that is 8 hours from 8 o'clock until 5 p.m. So that's the current situation, and now we are listening to the IEC to get the final results, the official results from them. So that's the current situation, and I would say it was a successful voting and it was a very peaceful one for the fact that voters came in their large numbers to vote, and there was no irregularity spotted because during the spot counting, everything was done clearly. All party agents were present and they all saw the thing that was happening. So everything was transparent. Each party, yeah.
Yes, Usman, I was going to say, on a broader perspective, I know you are in Makati Square, one of the polling stations, but on a greater view, talking about the entire city, Banjul, were you able to find out whether generally in the city all the election process went well as expected? Aside from where you are, we all know, yes, in Makati Square it went well, but apart from Makati Square, do you know, can you confirm to us that other parts of Banjul also witnessed peaceful election and everything has been done well without any major incident?
I cannot confirm that, Amadou, as of now, because I was in the morning, I was more of station at the but with what I can see from all these polling stations, it's like everything went well. Because even at Makati Square, I believe the system that was adopted there was the same system that in all regions. Because after the polling, all the party agents were called in one room and they all sat, each candidate's ballot box was open in each party agent. At the end of the day, each party agent have to accept that this is what is laid before them, and if they accept to it, they would sign. One of the party agents re-accepted it. So one could say it's the same system that went, because if there was a problem, if we go to other polling stations, we would, but to be candid enough, all the officials are all going party agents. We have not heard of any complaints as of now. So that's the current situation.
Usman, moments ago, we witnessed one of the booths where the president casted his votes. The votes were counted on the spot in each of the polling booths at the Makati Square, because we understand there are 4 polling booths centers in Makati Square, in the Makati Square.
Absolutely right, Amadou. It was the same. There was no difference. There was no similarity. Everything was transparent. The whole process was transparent and clear. All the parties are invited to witness, not only party agents. In fact, for you to understand, observers were also there, both domestic and international observers were all involved.
Thank you very much, Usman. But for now, we will allow you to take time and go around Banjul, the capital, and observe the entire situation or the situation like is in the capital, because yes, Makati Square is one of the areas where we have witnessed a peaceful and a good process, or a well modernized election process in that area. But if to verify or to find out how the situation unfolded in some part of the capital, we hopefully will get back to you before or later on before we can see. Now, thank you so very much for the update. It's indeed very clear, and we understand how everything panned out in Makati Square. Thank you very much, Usman. That's our reporter, Usman Jata, who was trying to update us what happened in Makati. Seemingly have went well in that area, and as he witnessed all the police in Makar Square. Votes has been counted, and now the results and some of the materials and IEC officers are heading to the coalition centers. Of the as Gambians would be anxiously waiting for the start of the confirm or authentic results of each of the constituencies. Exciting officer, that is the chairman himself, Laji Ali Muhammad Njai, as he have been doing in previous or past elections. Has given us the overview on update on in Makati Square, what has happened there. So everything seems to be, should I say everything went well. In fact, positive as we have been expecting. I think that's a great one indeed.
Right, Amadou ko yafa nyamin Usman ay min fo mole o kumbata bakele Makati independent candidate wala mati ay carte fayda min ki abuko kolbe tatale anyanta tala nyamin je comme na report mi yano kabe siri moni anyanta tala banjule fana yayi la fukaje polling station dolo mun be je Cairo bi je comme moli paretale bam fay man pare min keta Makati Square wala tumando nabe mba kollal ko take puka long mu lebe jeeto inshallah abati la mo dal comme abike kan nyami in banjul inshallah
jërëjëf su ko defee okay election yi fii ci réew mi tey xam ngeen ne Gambia yàgg nañ koo xaar at yëpp ñu ngi ko waxtaanee ay weer yi gannaaw ba ay semaine ñu ngi ko waxtaanee di ko doon xaar tey mu yegg si su ko defee suñ ndaw bi nga xamante ne mu ngi Makati Square di Ousmane Diatta mu ngi ñu doon xamale wala wax ñu li nga xamante ne mooy tolluwaay bi moom fi nga xamante ne depuis suba mu ngi fa woon président bi fu mu sànne ak ñoom Essa Faal ak ñeneen ñi nga xamante ne teewoon nañ ci gis nañ ci ay président bi ak ñeneen kilifa dem nañ fa génn si ay mag dem sànni carte ci Makati Square ñu am yaakaar tamit noonu la xewee ci yeneen gox yi foofu moo tax gannaaw bu ñu waxee ni yëf yi demee foofu ci Makati Square mu am ci satisfaction bu am solo gis na yëf yi dem na jaar na yoon comme niñ ko waxee gannaaw bi nga xamante ne mooy waxtu biñ kon li nga xam ne élection bi si la war a jeex mooy juróomi waxtu gis nañ ne loolu balaa loolu sax daanaka ñëpp ñu fa waroon a sànni carte ñëw nañ bu yëf yi jotee ñu dal di stop li nga am ñu binda ko ci kayit ci jamono ji moom gis na ne gars yi bàyyeekoo nañ foofu ci Makati Square dem nañ fu ñu war a dem mooy ci IEC fu ñu war a dajale pour ñu xam candidat bu nekk ñaata nga am ci constituency yi ñetti constituency yu nekk Banjul fu mu nekk nii moom loolu la ñu waxagum te gisul fa benn problème ci fu mu nekk loolu na foog naa dafa am solo bu baax a baax jamono ji nag mu ngi dem waragum biir Banjul ci capital bi pour mu seet Banjul ci boppam ci biir capital bi naka la dëkk bi mel fa ne président bi moom si foofu la dëkk waaye Essa Faal tamit doomi Banjul la waaye tax am na ñeneen ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngi am ay kam-ngam yu nekk Banjul te ñu bokk ci yeneen parti ku mel ni comme mayor Rohey Malick Lowe xam ngeen ne moom UDP la bokk GDC tamit am nañ yaakaar ne Banjul war nañ cee mën a am lu am solo waaye tamit di Essa Faal ak Abdoulaye Jammeh naka fasa ndax capital bi moom foofu moom ku ne war na cee wone boppam ndax ku win élection bi da nga am yaakaar pour win capital bi parce que ñi nga xamante ne ñoom ñooy yow rek fii du neex moo day am solo loolu Gambien si war a xam élection bi naka la demee ci biir capital bi loolu mooy tax ñu fokkoot ci foofu ci biir Banjul te suñ ndaw incha allah ñu ngi capital indil ñu li nga xamante ne mooy tolluwaay bi ndax yëpp mat na jamono ji ñu ngi compter pour ñu xam naka la yëf yi demee foofu ci biir Banjul te foog naa ne loolu dafa am solo bu baax a baax binta foofu
ahmadu be min fo kan wo kummayata bakele capitalo mu dulalti mi yalon ko walla ñanta président wuti yala walla ñanta kala moti mi yalon ko wa fala président way ko ntolle ni be jato mo bakele candidate mi yalon ko abe win presidential election wala 2021 iñanta akatalale ya make sure you win Banjul parce que to leba fo le but between ni mol mini yalon ko wala nyante ji ala ita man winje o mu masi o mu ni toro ndani masi amado because o kuma ya tabake sila dum bari din dula polling station on mini yalon ko bebe banjul fo bitakan ne ka anyanta tala nyami o nin clis kala so o mi ngomi beje nin ala sonta
Yeah, we don't want any clis colors in this election. We want a transfer, free and fair, no clis colors. We witnessed some moments ago in so would be quickly sorted out, and I think that's in fact happening as you have seen people were voting, and let them vote is their civic right, and like any other Gambian, and I think that would be done. But these were the images that were happening, and the situation that was happening on the ground in only one of the police, as we understand earlier on. So we hope everything will be okay, inshallah. Well, right now we are hoping that counting might have already started in some areas in the country, and IEC, in fact, IEC were supposed as they said earlier, 3 times during the day, but apparently none of that press briefings have taken place so far. It was the plan at 12 noon, and then of course the other would be at around 5 o'clock. And our team is also on the ground at the IAC to monitor the proceeding and the situation on the ground. But you see that, and so what we understand, the latest information we get from the IAC is that they would now update as things unfold in different situations. So they want to, it looks like they have initiated a new approach in updating the public as this concerned. So, not to face the press as they initially planned, but probably they thought it would be wiser to give an update, to the Gambian people to know as to what is happening, what is unfolding in every part of the country. As there were some concern in some quarters with regards to IAC organizing a free and fair elections, but the and officials assured Gambians that they are poised and they are ready and prepared enough to give or to organize a very, very credible election. They have assured Gambians. So we will wait and see whatever the outcome may be. Probably no one would question as to whether IAC have done or did what was happened in 2016, whether we would not see a repeat of that same scenario. But they say no, they have probably learned from their mistakes and they have upped their game. They're much better, and they are not working under any pressure compared maybe to 2016. So that might be the different winter. So we should expect a very transparent election proceeding as we witness. We have thousands of observers, both locally and internationally. The media is around, civil society organizations are also watching, understand. They would also modalities, which is very, very important as well. So at that moment, Binta.
xam naa ne daal suñ mbokk yi dinañu dóor moom
baat bi moom mu ngi man ak moom ñoo nekk di xel moo tax bi warut a bari yow la war a bàyyi wax ji sax nga gën a xuus bu baax ci affaire yi.
Okay, musidɓe fulɓe ko wonɗo IEC fen ɗo dammuɗe ɗen pour haalugol himɓe ɓen accugol himɓe ɓen pour ɓe vota feno ɗo ka wonɗo joni kala yawɗo ka polling station pour waɗgol vote a wattake alaw pour waɗa vote par ce que time yaw yawti joni hinen ha 7 joni ka wonɗo ko kontugol ngol heddi e accugol himɓe ɓe anndanɗa hoorema ɓe nunka line ɗo e 5 yoni ɗo noon min ino sukuta himɓe ɓen ɗuuɗi wonɓe toon ɓen ka anndanɗa hoorema kamɓe tigi ɓe wawano hawkude carte ɗum woni min kala seeɗa toon tun e haalaji kono noon mi sikki ɗum ɗon joni Allah hebbi ndiyam ɓuuɓɗam e mum fewno ɗo ka wonɗo min himɓe ɓen no continue votugol reporter amen on noon mo anndanɗa hoorema ko kanko wonani men Banjul ka anndanɗa hoorema ko ɗon tigi président on voti kanko e independent candidate mo anndanɗa hoorema ko kanko woni haalani men toon noon ko jam won toon fewno ɗo especially ko anndanɗa hoorema ko ɗum woni Makati Square ka président on e SAFA independent candidate waɗi vote ɗon yaade nokkugo kono noon hay joni himo men Banjul pour dargol karteji goɗɗi ɗin kadi ko honɗum won toon si probléme ala to maɗum si tawi kamɓe kadi ɓe gayni kontugol maɗum hay joni ɓe kontude maɓɓe ɓe gayni ɗum ɗon kadi min addanayi on fewno ɗo noon ko ɗon situation wonɗo min i noon cenɗe goɗɗe ɗe anndanɗa hoore ma fuɗɗike kontude kono noon min addanayi on kala ko anndanɗa hoore wano yaadi inchallah min addanayi on comme no min foti addirde ɗum noon inchallah on nanay fof on iyay fof si Allah holano jaɓi o jarama
mom ha janggo si Allah jaɓi onen hiɗo e yaada min addana on kala ko annda hoore ma noon ko woni wadde élection o binta mi andi ɓe mo yiide 1 hour o yaha walla 30 minutes o adna on programme hannde ko hours ji hewɗe ko nange makko ha bimbi si Allah jaɓi nda ɓay min addanayo ICC wadde announcement results on ɗum fof ɗon daara ɗum live on Africa inchallah well viewers just to remind you that some developments are coming as voter constituencies. So we understand that in some of the in Yam, so we votes have been already confirmed, and now they have been transferred to the IEC for formal announcement, and that is in one of the Nyanija constituency. Vote the vote in that constituency has been counted, confirmed, sealed, and now the results have been transferred. Is the official announcement. You know, we don't have any right to announce any result, so that's why we want to follow the protocol. So we might have whatever, but the result confirmed, dusted in that constituency, Africa. So as a media institution, Africa, you know, we always give you reliable and accurate information, and we have our reporters and correspondents all over the country as far as these elections is concerned. So be rest assured, we are following everything happening, every bit of this country. So we are one of the leading media organizations in this country as well. We wouldn't want to give you anything that misleading information, especially in these elections. We want to be law abiding and do things as expected. So you keep following us, and we will get it as it happens in these elections. And of course, as we have been doing since the formation of this very institution, you always rely on for reliable information in the country and beyond. Has just started. I want to say we have been here since in the morning, but I will tell you there's still more to go, because I mean the counting have just started in some that they are now transferring the results to the IEC. But before IEC will start announcement of the results, we would want to keep our eyes and ears very sensitive and to monitor what is happening there. But in Nyanija, we understand that everything is okay, and now the results are being transferred. Suko or Defe in one of the areas also, one of the constituencies also, we understand, has also been confirmed, done and dusted. Results are been transferred at the IEC. So it looks like the counting is taking place very, very quickly as it happened, because 2 hours ago, election voted. So that's this. We are getting updates, but we cannot give you the results. But I can tell you, the results have started coming in their bits and pieces to the IEC. So as it happened, you cannot confirm to you what each of the candidates, or we cannot tell you what each of the candidates get in those constituencies. su ko defee rek mbokk yi jamono ji yéega rek ne compte bi mu ngi door loolu dafa am solo pour ñu ne élection bi élection bi door na naka sax li nga xam mooy compte bi kon nuñ ko doon waxee gannaaw bi nga xamante ne mooy compte bi door na am na yenn ci gox yi mooy yenn ci constituency ñoom matale leen seen compte bi ñu ngi yóbbante results yi ci IEC loolu li am solo waaye ñun duñ leen mën a wax candidat si ku nekk ñaata la am si constituency yooyu parce que loolu nekkul suñu rôle du suñ liggéey ñi nga xamante ne réew mi ñoom lañ ko dénk mooy Alieu Momar Jaay ñoom la ñu jàkkaarloo ak Gambien si wax leen ne ci constituency bu nekk candidat bu nekk ñaata la fa am donte ne sax ñu am na li nga xamante ne mun ne continué ku nekk ñaat na ba léegi fu nekk ni foofu mat na waaye nag ku nekk ñaat la am loolu ñun duñ ko mën a wax ñu xaar IEC ñoom ñi nga xam te ñoom lañ dénk yëf yi doxal élection yi ñoom wax léegi ñu ko tamit ñu télé su ko xala million ci gannaaw tuuti den su ko defee ñu ñëwaat ñu seetaan loolu léegi-léegi kon dafa mel ni dañoo ñëwaat ci loolu léegi-léegi waa dinta just to confirm loolu ñaani jàmm moom ñoom motal nañ yëf yi ba transfert ñu ngi transfert seen results yi fu nekk ci IEC am na beneen tamit kanam
ɗum mbe sen jani kadi ɗo yalla bari man right to pour ka faali ko constituency min each of the constituency kandi form dulani kontiro banta jele andum yiba Tansamba Independent Election House that we are for IEC will be official informational dealer jama molla min yalon ko be gambi jandi wotumo mba falale fanan dula dol be jemine yalon ko wol fanan paretale andum wol fanan yela carte kesol kontile foy pareta andu ya sambale e official announcement okay comme Amadou ya fa nyamin doron tolbe siri ngale jande pour ka kibarol di yalla bar ni IEC announcement okay of course ba nati dale na repeating ripinta ali yaade ko ñine soto ta ñin dula kare and ñin candidate kare ay ñine soto ñin candidate kare ay ñine soto wala mo kumoti mi yalon kabe kere mi hala e pulatu kadi wate ɓaawo haalangol on tun ka wonɗo feeno ɗo ñaane ga kamɓe ɓe konti karteji maɓɓe ɗen haa ɓe pari ɓe e laawol naɓugol ɗum IEC pour hollirgol pour hollirgol aduna on e Gambia of course ko jelu candidate kala mananɗa hoorema ko ɗum heɓi kono noon comme Amadou ko haali kon rek menen kono ɗon kibaariji ɗi anndanɗa hoore makko ɗum mi woni heɓude kono min ala droit pour haalangol on candidate kala ko jelo heɓi ɗum ɗon ko ligge IEC tuma ɓe jonniri wo min arta e ɓaawo ɗo kadi min haalana on ko jelo candidate on heɓi e ko honɗum honɗum candidate kala heɓi e on constituency comme alama ɗum haalirno ko ɗum ɓuri heɓude solo kono ɗum
ko noon foti wonirde kadi ɓay lenni fof ƴetti IEC jonni ɓe fi élection on hiɓe yoɓe daro ɓe waɗa élection on o wona élection ma hoore ɗo fof no yaari laawol aɗa ko wiɗa ko gara class wonani e affaire on so ɗum ɗon ɗon ko noon foti wonirde loolu dafa am solo so let's keep we want to again keep updating you as the situation
Mbali bi Angleterre la bonna ka te fala ci jamba de mo mbali bi no sukura garin be
birina ede position ni yaje
coming someone that me and my colleague Nina Frame got be more about we are representing UDP, so we are just like on observers, so we go from one police station to another. But at the moment so far so good. We had a problem in one area. All the coming someone that worker is very very disorganized. More theater after mall are Yama and more of us are going to by middle of round. The mouth find no theater. So me and my colleague, encourage putting come and say, future. Because the what that you are going to do today is going to, it's just for your 5 years. So until I can come encourage previous 5 hours still now. Most of them are called man, man not that they went home. So what I would say is so maybe I see can learn a lesson from that one. Next time if I can in a way that because this is a very, very big police station. So far, this is the only problem I have realized.
So bring time you are in
coming someone that someone in a boy, UDP and Tombo as diaspora observers, doing on behalf of UDP, but in communicating that every area and in the rat where there are irregularities, in the police station. But so far, that diamond, Jamale, and secondary school, Dara, Sugura Arabic school, Dara Salat, so around will everyone's successful, in between. But all those areas, we are very happy with it. Police station where everything was going smoothly.
And what advice did you have for the other people that they didn't come and vote?
Well, the advice I will have is because still now police station I'm yelling and follow, and they are saying that the moment I face again, fight. So the one the local we are so the mobile encourage we'll be so happy with that because the father madam because of disconnect the science thing at a very, very crucial stage. It's all hard, the president is clueless. Education, no focus. I'm a friend of out of the country. So if I'm going to again for another 5 years, that will be a disaster. So Gambia moving in, we also come together now. So as from today, I will be the first o'clock. Wait down period. History is done. Yeah, definitely yes.
Well, my name is Mustafa Manja. I'm originally
How do you see the process?
Well, can you make me part? This location? I've been coming here since in the morning, since around, let's say 9. I've been coming and going off, but I've been here for like right now.
So, is it fair?
Yeah, the process looks very fair, but at the same time, it's very disorganized. Compared to the other polling stations, like the one in the primary school and the one in the secondary school, they are really, really organized. When I first came here this morning, it was a complete chaos. We even have to help the officers to control the crowd. So the process, I think, is fair. Well, the way we see a very energetic voters. The turnout is completely incredible. So my turnout media is very impressive. So it shows that Gambian people are ready and willing for change. So the change is blowing all over the place. I think tonight we're gonna hear a big change in this country. We're gonna see a big change moving forward. We all deserve to live.
So how do you see it, like from diaspora coming to your own homeland to vote?
Well, I think it was the last time I came here was 2009. So I saw this election as an opportunity to come over to effect change. The change that will change our life. You see, in this country, even the fundamental basic water is not available. The other big problem here is our health services. We have many sick people here, and they don't have any facilities for treatment, which is very, very, very bad. The third thing here, we have electricity problem here. You know that in any country, if you don't have it, there will be no progress. And the third most important thing here, our education system is deteriorating very rapidly. Now kids go to school back, they cannot even read a simple text. So that's very bad. In terms of our telecommunication, it's one of the most expensive telecommunications in the whole here. The mobile providers and internet service providers here, they are ripping off the Gambian people because of there is no regulation. And those people are getting richer and richer every single day.
We start celebrating. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
What advice do you have for the Gambians?
Excuse me?
What advice did you have for the Gambians?
Well, the advice I have for Gambians is to go home and relax, because I believe the victory, and that all of us as a family, as Gambians, unite together and celebrate the victory. So nobody would be a loser. We're all going to be a winner. Family, in that way, we can pay forward, because you see, if we play our cards properly, we can turn this country into one of the best countries in the we can make this country like Luxembourg in Europe, because we are less than 2.5 million people, and the amount of wealth that's coming in this country is huge. This government is investing in public funds, and they have nothing to show for it. So this is why we need a leader. Gambia has a very rich diaspora. We don't need any job here, but we can come and invest in this country, and we can help the youth. We can empower the youth. But we have that instead empower Gambian people. The government gives our wealth to the foreigners, because that's the only way they can get the kickback. See, so we need to stick to our Gambian entrepreneurs to make sure we develop this country. No country will come from another country to help Gambia. In fact, they want to steal what is happening. They already stole our airport. The next thing they're going to steal is our tourism. And once they steal that, they already stole our ozone. Is fishing our river, and the Gambian people have no fish to eat. So this madness has to be stopped. And the only thing we will never accept in this country, that a currency that is backed and financed by France,
there in Sukuta, one of the police stations. He seems to be not happy at all as to what was happening where you went to anger there as to what the situation was. But I think with what we have witnessed earlier on, the situation looks like control, and with that, I think everything will be okay. And because I think that's what is expected. But there were, of course, a good number of people, a large crowd of people who were there trying to vote, but we're encountering some challenges here and there. But when security forces were brought to the ground to help sort out the whatever issue might have happened, I think that would really hard. And as we speak, counting is taking place in different polling stations in different parts of the country, and well, in few and we get an update again from the capital as we promised earlier on. Our reporter Usman Jata is again on the line. Thank you for coming through and joining us again on the line. You were speaking to us last time from Makati Square, and we said you were going to observe the general. What more can you tell us about what is happening or the current situation in Banjul?
Thank you very much. When you the other time, I was at the IEC where the polling agent, the IEC officials were dropping the ballot boxes which were already counted after they are scored counting. Now we have center where the population is taking place, because you have to understand that in Banjul we have 17 polling stations and 36 stations polling stations are 36 and polling centers are 76. So now we have the sport counting is over. Now polling center at Gambia High where the cumulation is taking place. As you know, in Banjul, Banjul is divided into three: Banjul North, Banjul South, and Banjul Central. 36 polling stations is within all of Banjul. So now they would try to add the votes of each section of Banjul. That is Banjul Central. So that's the current situation now. And I've confirmed from one of the assistant returning officers, he has confirmed to me that at the sport counting has and voting itself ended at 5 p.m. in Banjul. I mean, all polling centers in Banjul stop voting at 5 p.m. as early as 5 p.m. Now the officials are adding the figures to know
It's Real Life Music.
For the Gambia, our homeland, Nyanto to our homeland. Foka Cairo ni nyato tana fena na homeland. Ni bankudi wo bankudi yala domandinke for home. Korom, Yuruasina na land. Tonya mudindi mbalti purunganda politikoto. Bari muke ba balti purungambang kate fayola nata. Gambia long wale ma long lombali ay le batandi mado la politiko sambanya mantaku ba dingol be ba mil be busy in kamole buli mala kula ndada be pati beldo foi mala paran sortula badin kula nganyo mura sutra tikola pur Gambia la nyato tala ndamangol le denta sula benyo fula taranso ni banjul hospital Koni mansa sasa tateka tejara tubudula Imagine UDP NPP goes due to none tribalism tadamen Gambia kono political party ka coexist tamen ninde killing a PD es party ko mun da pare na ngata le jani mo jang ni kane ku ko mo killing kate killing is salon killing ole asinna but I guess mo le mantima ole asinna politico mo be sa fuen Carte dinner made the best man win. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Paransordu. Samata Talanato Sanom Fanga Paransordu.
Production.
Ila mansa na mandoku oke jindi. Ila dipite na mandoku oke jindi. Ani gofono na mandoku oke jindi. Tubabu karande ufunyaro dorong. Kunin niu yangal tamalan niu nyaite. Sade sungulu nali eja fwe sakembo. Yompolo nali mantong kong muta sumbe kanala. Apa o nali mantong kong muta sumbe tila. Pusinga e bujang sambanjai barabaj. Sade kelo mambete sambanjai barabaj. Allah intwa bukarong ulia bende fala. Pase kunyade de ulia bende fala.
Ila kano pen in 360 Pare uli ya wani fake Ida kono fanyo limbo modoro
Nake beso to bara kona kodo Likili mvula konye krediko Minga visit akonye sama Na mekano sama na sila Dusu dama yesu kule Dusu dama yesu kule Ina da vela korra tapo yesu kule Baka di seri boyo lori nyimponyo
Bini lay fanane inshallah ñu and ak yeen ci programme bi ñu fexé lépp lu nga xamantene li ngeen wara xam la te mu nekk xibaar bu werte wóor noonu la ñoo taxawee ñu fàttaleel amul kenn sañ pour joxe benn result ci élection bi ku uti ak IEC ku déggale nen wala nga gis ko feneen jàppal ne loolu nekkul lu taxaw li werte wóor daal mooy Independent Electoral Commission bi nga xamante ne réew mi ci njiitali Alieu Momar Njie ñoom lañ dénk doxalin élection bi ñoom rek ñu am sañ-sañ pour daal di declare results ci constituency bu nekk waaye tamit at the end of the day wax ñu kan moo daal di yóbbu ndam li comme niñ koy xaaree ñu dénk ko doxalin réew mi ci juróomi at yu ñëw ñu fàttaliwaat nañ kan ak kan ñoom ñoo bokk ci race bi loolu tamit incha allah du ñàkk ñu ñëwaat ci loolu ñu fàttali tamit ba léegi foofu ci biir Banjul ñu ngi am 21,372 votes all together ñoom ñoo dal di register foofu ci biir capital bi foofu ci Banjul ci loolu ñu ngi am ci xayma jigéen yi ñoom ñoo ëpp góor yi foofu ci capital bi comme ni nga ko gisee ci dëkk yu bari ci biir réew mi buñ boolee sax ci over 900,000 ñi nga xamante ne ñoom ñoo dal di register jigéen yi ñoom ñoo dal di si ëpp moo doon tax si sànq rek ma ngi doon wax ne bu fekkoon ne amoon ne sax jigéen candidate bi nga xamante ne taxawoon na te jigéen yi Gambia décide ne ren duñ jàppale benn góor jigéen li la ñoo jàppale amaana moom def doon jël ndam li pour mu jiite réewi Gambia waaye gisee wuñ ko noonu te tamit jigéen yi ñoom ñoo gën a taxaw takk seen série bu baax comme niñ ko waxee ñaari loxo ñooy takk tubay te ñoom ñooy takk seen woykat bi foog naa ne noonu la ko waxee su ko defee ñoom tamit am nañ ci taxawaay bu rëy ci wàllum élection ci biir réew mi loolu mu nekk li am solo foofu lañ tolloogum xam naa ne du ñàkk tamit comme suñ ndaw yi ñu ngi tasaaroo fu nekk ci biir dëkk bi ñu jokkoo waat ak ñoom ñu xamale ñu mbir mi naka la nekk di demee fuñ nekk jamono ji ci Greater Banjul area bi waaye images yi ngeen di gisee noonu ci gannaaw rek la woon foofu ci Sukuta benn ci polling station si nii moo fa xewoon nit ñi bari génn si waroon vote waaye dafa mel ni réew def fa amoon xamuñ nag li ko waral waaye li wérte wóor mooy ci gannaaw buñ fa delluwaate luñ gisoon ne mooy am na ñu bari ci ñoom ñu ngi doon vote dafa mel ni waxtaan amoon na ba ñu trouver solution gis ne daal yëf yi jaaral nañ ko ci yoon wala ci ni mu waree ba gis ne jox nañ ku nekk sa ak sa yelleef li la lu waa may wala yoon may la ko ñu fexe nga motal ko sa dem réewa ndax nag buñ tolloo fii lenn rek moo am solo bi nga fexe ba nga am sa voters card fexeel noonu ba nga sànni sa carte pour nga bokk ci ñi nga xamante ñoom ñoo taxaw sànni wala tànn ki nga xamante ne moom la ñoo dénk doxal mi réew mi ci juróomi at yu ñëw buñ tolloo fii gannaaw bi nga xamante ne mooy am na lu des lu bari li nga xamante ne ñu mu ngi ci kanam te ñu ko xaarandi mooy liggéey bi lu bari moo des tey ñu nag yéen la ba suba incha allah lu ñoo def mooy dañoo noppale ko tuuti rek laata ñoo ñëwaat continuer liggéey bi ànd ak yéen incha allah fi ngeen mënta ci nekk ci biir réew mi.
The Gambia goes to the polls on December 4th, 2021 to elect a president who will steer the affairs of the country for the next 5 years. As the country prepares for this spirited national exercise, the National Council for Civic Education, NCCE, reminds the public that the conduct of presidential election is a constitutional requirement as enshrined in Section 46 of the 1997 Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia, and voting a civic duty which every eligible patriotic citizen should discharge on December 4th, 2021, as enshrined in Sections 26 and 39 of the Constitution. As politicians embark on campaign trails across the length and breadth of the country, canvassing for votes, the NCCE reminds the public that political participation, association, and voting are fundamental rights of every citizen, hence the need to exercise tolerance and civility throughout the period, and refrain from the use of abusive language, hate speech, provocative actions, intimidation, thuggery, and physical confrontation at all times, as these contravene the laws of the Gambia. The general public is encouraged to stay away from any altercation and follow due process to seek redress when the need arises to ensure peace and stability throughout the process. Our collective desire for accelerated socio-economic growth and development could only be achieved in an atmosphere of peace and tranquility. The Gambia has a secret ballot system. Your vote is secret and will not be known by anyone. Every vote is important in an election, as each can make a difference, and as customary, counting shall be on the spot. Political affiliation is your right. Your vote, your choice. Vote wisely. This message is brought to you by National Council for Civic Education with support from the United Nations Development Programme.
Marble is the Gambia's first ever election app designed to ease access to election information. The app also provides information on all past certified presidential, parliamentary, local government elections, and by-election. Marble Gambia has a user-friendly interface, and thus its users will not experience any difficulties in navigating through the features of the application. Will also be able to interact with the source map to know which candidate is winning in every constituency. Lucky Gambia allows its users to receive large election results on election day. Download Marble Gambia today on App Store and Play Store and receive election results at your fingertip. This is brought to you by Gambia Participates and with support from National Endowment for Democracy and International Republican Institute.
Mobile roll fun and beji, study SM, study SM, Pungona Jora Mole beji, study SM, study SM, one your turn fun and beji, study SM, study SM, mobile roll fun and beji, study SM, study SM, Pungona Jora Mole beji.
Ila mansa na mandoku okejindi, ila dipite na mandoku okejindi, ani gofono na mandoku okejindi, tubabu karande ufunyaro dorong. kuninu yangal tamalan ne mo nyaete sa de sumulu nali e ja fo sakembo yon polo nali man ton ko muta sume kanala apa o nali man ton ko muta sume tila businga e bujang sambanjai barabaj sa de kelo mambete sambanjai barabaj alla intwa bukaram uliya bende fala pase kunyade de uliya bende fala
Ila kano benin 360 Pare ulia wani fake Ida kono fanyo limba modoro
Nake beso to bara kona kodo Tilkili vula konye krediko Minga visit akonye sama Na mekano sama da sila Dusu dama yesu kule Dusu dama yesu kule Nina da vela korata ko yesu kule Baka di seri boyo lori nyimpo nyokono
Na mekano
Ajindi
Mimekano
Ajindi Ajindi Ajindi
Na mekano
Ajindi
Mimekano
Ajindi Ajindi
Na mekano
Ajindi Ila mansa na mandoku oke Duma Ila dipite na mandoku oke Ani gofono na mandoku oke Tubabu karande ufunya rodo Kuninu yangal Tamalan ni wanyaite Sade songolo nali eja fwe sakembo Yonkolo nali mantonko muta sumube kanala Papa o nali mantonko muta sumube tila Pusinga e bujang sambanjai barabaj Sade kelo mambete sambanjai barabaj Alla intwa bukaram ulia bende fala Base kunyade de ulia bende fala Ajindi Mutakala
Media bundle and be online for 24 hours for $10 is only.
Hello! Activate the social media bundle for $10 only and receive 40
Shine Boy Production. Begilin symbol man siya nyoti. Idabide. Tol begilin symbol man siya nyoti. Idabide. Kuliyata nyawana ang New City. Idabide. Kuliyata nyawana ang New City. Idabide.
Love to see my people coming together, where everybody participate. Jaro khadi kulonda telinyo ninela, just because it's a brighter day. Love to see my people coming together, where everybody participate. Jaro khadi kulonda telinyo ninela, just because it's a brighter day.
Time for us to conquer. Plus buton you fumpa lun wara def ñu def ko bu nangu sax mu romba ndax ñu ñoy nawi réew mi den wara express sun boppa spread peace love and light ndax lu baax leen wara sampa we've got the willpower for a good governance. We are the change that we want. Yeah, it's time for growth. am ne loxo ci suñu development. Togetherness is the key. Lo liggéey rek ngay go manu kana kairai jak njutin kalo oli yakone Gambia isuko yolola malegena mia nuba jetate oli jimangut kapajilor malegena mia nuba jetate oli jimangut kapajilor.
Love to see my people coming together, where everybody participate. Jaro khadi kulonda telinyo ninela, just because it's a brighter day. Love to see my people coming together, where everybody participate. Just because it's a brighter day.
It starts by citizens engaging in day-to-day affairs of the nation. The situation is degraded. We all know what we're facing. One vote can change the way we live. One vote can change the way it is. One vote can change and determine the future for our little kids. All I'm saying is, if you know you're facing it, we can do it. Raise your fist. Please have your say in this. And it's time for us to demand the what we want from them. Transparency, accountability, and governance. We can do it collectively. Let's all reflect and see. Remember the remedy is peace, love, and unity. It starts with you and me. Long last, there is hope. Elections around the corner, so go out and vote.
Naponde kelsa bentia, itolam sama alfati. Ya karandi fadandula, ngadoko dila fuzibani fanafa. Love to see my people coming together, where everybody participate. Daru khadi khulonda telinyu ninela. Just because it's a brighter day. Love to see my people coming together, where everybody participate. Jaru khadi khulonda telinyu ninela. Just because it's a brighter day.
Wote na sonkodo, wote na piro, kokongol ma kasare ma. Wota jodo immo, sugumo wota na. Tandaru fiko ositoma, yo wonu uldo Allah. Oti malando, oyida imbe anda kona fata sare mako. Adda lampu, adda nyamdu, wada lawi. Wada freedom of speech, ege golore ma. Yo lelele, biddo sare koni. Yo lele yo, biddo sare koni do.
Be killing symbol man siya nyoti. So sala so. Be killing symbol man siya nyoti. So sala so lemu. Bar nyimbe te kelano. Karte faye koma. Ur ila karte muta faye bambam. Wole la symboti.
Women Banco be parering Prukaoke, National Council for Civic Education NCCE, Ibe Jamabe Yamarla, ka President Wote Ning, Lualam Bancola Constitution Luaco, Surtu Fana Tanani and Warren Jawning, Munkeda 1997 Constitution Luati Gambejan, Carte Fawaning, Aninka Carte Fai, Nimu ila Nyantolati, Ning Ata Ya Sound Soto, Andung Lua Nin Dile. Ka carte fay in December karo atil nano coming abe bankola luala fanna muwanning woron jam kono nyami anin fanna tansaba anin kono to kono nyami politicianol fele yadati pour que campagne ke banko be kam in kamala pour que carte ke so nyini NCCE ibe mol kalamtan la kotenke ko ke dabula political party oto ranka carte fay amuila inyantolati banko dimu be andung barnabe kila asakenin sabaro kono fama jio ate carte fa wuce nyimbe anu molse fanjam fandi kuma kumalla kam fandur kumol kanyo neng aninta fanan ka keloke mu yalam ko amul luwati nyalati bagande banko kanja ibe jamabe dan la fanan molse fanjam fandi sosorola ni atra iklamida sodo saka ya sambani silol la banko la luwa silol muntandi nyimbe purkaje ko tenku nin kairo o itara sabatin burai banko kan nyimbe mu molla nyantolati purkaje ko hadama anin fanko la yirwa o itara sabatin gambe banko kan kairo anin tenku kono gambia la carte fawani ak kulloro kono e la carte o ni ba fay la ke kulloro kono mo bika long ya fay damin o kamala carte kese o carte kese akumata ba ke nyin carte fawani ton kan do ase fadam fanso na tinandi andum comme ya dalta kala nyami gambe jam din carte o fayta don aka kasabi o lor la kilondo ila taro politika party o ila carte anin ila ta fayla party o muyi o muyi ila nyantore odo alain ala carte o amsa fay kunke ni mo kan klaro lo mo bota NCCE de maro mo bota UNDP.
It is almost a year since the WHO, that's the World Health Organization, declared the COVID-19 as pandemic. And then that has not left Gambia as a country behind because we are part of the world. Since the first case of the novel coronavirus in this country, with the CTREP number 276 that come out.
They say we slept in one world and woke up in another. This global tragedy got humans together despite our social distancing. Our nature is taking a break. And giving us a wake-up call on what and who truly matters.